Hello there. So this is, I suppose, the second tutorial in sort of learning the Arvest API. So last time we looked at batch media uploading to Arvest, uploading media from your computer. This time we're going to be looking at basically doing the same thing, but for linking to media that already exists online. So remember that if I connect to Arvest here, basically I can upload media, from my computer, which I can do like that, and that's fine, and it'll be hosted on Arvest, and I'll be able to access it. But if it's already hosted somewhere and is directly available online somewhere, then there's no real point of uploading it again. So we can, remember, link to media that by giving the media link here, and then being able to access it straight away. So this is like a reference to media that exists. Here, for example, we've got a media file on YouTube.
This is going to be a fairly disappointing video.
Hopefully that's not the case of this video. And so obviously that is hosted on YouTube, but we've just made a link to it so that it is in our media section, and that we can reference it, for example, when we're making manifests later, which is actually the case here. To get into it, go back to the Arvest website, to the API and machine learning tab. And we've got our link to the machine learning notebooks repo here, which I will leave a link to also in the description. And if we come down to the Arvest API tutorials, then we'll see that this is actually the second notebook that will be available to you. So once again, we've got the collab version and the local version. I did the local version last time because local will be quicker and was kind of more appropriate for uploading files from your computer. But for the sake of example, I think I probably won't do it in future because it is a bit slower. But for the sake of example, maybe I shall just... oh no, actually I won't use the collab version this time because... I've made it so that you have to type in your password and email, and I want to keep that private. So I won't use that today, but it is literally exactly the same notebook, so this will work either way. But yeah, no, we'll keep things with the local version, and we'll keep things consistent. So yes, it's this link to media that exists online notebook that we're going to be using today. So if I come back, so remember, if you need help in cloning this repo, then please refer to the very first a video in this API series, which takes you through that. I've already got it cloned here, so I'm going to go to local Arvest, and so it's going to be number 2, link to online media. And here we are. So once again, you'll have 2 files here, and I'm not going to go through this every time, but as this is only the second one, I'll just briefly go over it again. Here we have a little file that is a JSON file with where you would put your email address and your Arvest password, and that will be read by the Python notebook. So what we're going to be doing today is similarly to last time, we're going to be finding a list of paths to some media, but these paths aren't going to be existing on in our computer. They're going to be existing online. So setup, basically the same as last time. We're importing the Arvest API package and the this utility package of my own, that just things like reading JSON files, that kind of stuff. And essentially, I think this is probably the only part of the script that is different to last time. It is the list of files that we wish to link to. So instead of finding something on our computer, I've created a list of files that exists online. So you see that if I click on one of these, I've got some photos here. I click on another one. That's another photo, and this one is here. So these are hosted on the website of the Library of Congress. So if I click on that, why isn't that opening? Right, so here we are on the Library of on the website of the Library of Congress, and it's actually their Farm Security Administration Office of War Information Color Photographs collection. So yeah, which is a kind of openly available source of images that you can use to test things out if you wish. And you can. What's useful is that you can access them directly via a URL like that. So that's great. So I've got my list of URLs, which is right here. So I'm going to run that cell so that this list gets created. And then I'm going to be connecting to Arvest. So once again, I'm going to go through this in less detail than last time because, again, it is essentially the same thing that we're doing. But, it's good to kind of show that it works in both cases. So first of all, I'm going to be logging into Arvest by creating an instance of the Arvest class that exists as part of the Arvest API package, giving my email and my password, which is read into this variable from the JSON file that I talked about earlier. So clicking on play there, successfully connected to ar.myprofile.myprofilename, which is JH. And then I'm going to be iterating through my online media files list, and each time I'm going to be using the add media function. So you'll notice that this is the same function as when we were adding local files, and it takes the same quark, so path equals, and then the path to our file, and under the hood, this function will detect if it is a path to a file on your computer or a path to a file that exists online, and it will, pipe things correctly according to what it finds. So the user or the scripter need not really know, what's going on. Obviously, you can have a look at the guts of the code if you're really interested, but front-facing, this is all you have to deal with, just one add media function, and we're putting that into a variable called added media, and then each time we're going to be updating the title. I've called it batch upload file, but it's not actually an upload file, is it? It's a link file, so let's change that, and let's change that to linking up. So we're going to be updating the title, updating the description. There we go. So let's run that. There we go. So if I go to Arvest, now in my media, you see that I've had these three media items that have been linked. So you see that I've got my title and my description updating correctly. But you'll notice that if I open this in a new tab, if you inspect the URL here, it hasn't been uploaded to Arvest. It's not a URL at the Arvest resource.arvest.app prefix. It is the original file that exists on the Library of Congress website. So yeah, we're just linking to it basically. So if we come back here, I can also update the item's metadata. So as we did before, we use the get metadata function on each added media, which returns us a dictionary of its metadata schema. We update the fields we want to update. So the creator, I'm going to call it this, and the identifier, I'm going to call it this. And then I update the metadata using the update metadata function. by giving back this dictionary which has been updated. So if I press play here, there we go, and I go back to Arvest and head over to metadata, you'll see that the creator has been updated and the identifier has also been updated, which is great. So finally, if we want to remove media, it's going to be working exactly the same. So remember our logic here. First of all, we'll remove this safeguard by setting that to true. We're first getting all our media using the get medias function. We're iterating through all of our media here. And for each media item we have, we're going to... So remember, we could just go through this list that we've created and hit the remove function straight away. It would be a lot quicker because it's not having to go through each media item. But it's to demonstrate that we can do things this way as well. So we're getting each media item and we're getting its metadata using the get metadata function, and then we're checking if certain metadata fields are equal to something. So is the creator batch media upload example script, and is the identifier batch upload? If that's the case, then we remove the item here. So if I click play on that, it successfully went through 8 media files that I have on Arvest, and it removed 3. And if we update the tab here, you see that those media files have disappeared. So yeah, that is batch linking to media that exists online, if you will. So in these first 2 examples, we've just been dealing with images. This will work. So for uploading videos that you have on your computer, remember that that's going to be working a little differently. Because that's going to be using the PeerTube API or uploading to YouTube, whatever you want. But we don't host big video files directly on Arvest itself. It's either on PeerTube or on YouTube. But however, if you want to drop in a YouTube link here, for example, then that will work fine. You can link to YouTube or PeerTube videos using this with no problems at all. It's just for uploading, it'll be working a little differently. And there should be a video coming out for that quite soon. Although it's not specifically linked to the Arvest API because you'll be using the PeerTube or the YouTube API. But yeah, we will provide a tutorial that takes you through that. So I hope that was useful. Next time, we will be going through IIIF manifest creation. So we've dealt with uploading media to Arvest and doing things with media. Next, we will be looking at manifests. So I'm actually recording these API tutorials before the GUI tutorials, so I'm not sure how much detail will have gone into what manifests actually are in those previous tutorials. I'm assuming not the details of the JSON file and all that kind of stuff, because not everybody really cares about that kind of thing. But if we're going to start scripting and start creating manifests in Python and using scripts, then we are going to have to sort of delve into what a IIIF manifest actually is, and how it's structured, how the JSON is structured, so that we can make our own and have full control over how things are made and how things look. But you'll see that going through that will give us the power to really delve into and create how manifests look with a very fine level of granularity, and we can create annotations, we can change the metadata, we can have multi-page manifests. It's all going to be possible. So yeah, we'll start delving into that next time, and I shall see you then.